What we were able to get done in 48 hours was absolutely insane. This is the story of how we spent 48 hours traveling across the country to make money for our businesses and our investors.
4 a.m., time to get to work. The schedule for the next few days is insane. I think we've got 3 different locations to fly to today. We got to get to NorCal, Utah, Maryland. So we got a lot of places to go. Okay, let's go through the actual PCE. This PCE basically just matched across the board. We did just finish the PCE live stream. This is kind of what it looks like behind the scenes. This is generally the iPad I'll take notes on, and I can show those up on screen. This will let me switch between various different views. This is a desktop switcher. This desktop to that desktop. This is where I'll record to. We got the stock charts, the coffee, RuneScape mat right here. I actually put this little fold out bed in here, trying to get set up for the fact that we're about to have twins coming. Welcome back to another course member live stream. Today's gonna be a little shorter than usual. Yeah, it's Jack's birthday. Happy birthday, Jack. He's 8.
Yeah. Are you happy with your white futuristic bike?
That's very nice.
A remote control tank? Bro, 2 of them.
What's happening over there?
I got you, bro. I got you.
Guys, have fun at school. Bye, Jack and Max. I'll see you in 2 days. Gotta go make some more videos. 40 minutes before the flight takes off, and there's a property that just came up on the market. 4 units, and it's right next to a very, very desirable coffee shop.
I gotta do a thumbnail really quick. 4 minutes left. All right. Yeah, I think we're good. So we did our course member live stream. We filmed 4 videos this morning. I just scheduled the next one. Now we're going up to NorCal to check out a property that we've got. Let's go. 60.5 PP. This is Ken. He's our in-house attorney.
Hello.
You have documents for me to review. And that's what we're gonna do while we fly.
All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna post the video right now. See, we've got this video. It's called The Collapse of the Dollar. Tucker Carlson's Great Warning. It looks posted. And we're taking up. And 55 minutes after hitting post, we have landed. Let's go look at some real estate. How about we start with a fire one? Now, the cool thing is I can leave all my junk right here, and it'll be back here when I come back. Let's go. But only after I pour myself some more coffee. Very good. Does anybody know what caused the fire? Well, I mean, everything got hit. The whole house was on fire.
So the lady was taking a shower?
Yeah, and just, I guess like a log rolled out of the fireplace or something like that. Yeah, you can see where the soap was. That's so weird. That's so bizarre. This probably was a white bathroom because you could see the white paint. All your ducting's gonna have to get replaced, your insulation, your drywall, because otherwise you'll never get rid of the smell too. And then you just don't know how high the flames went through the roof or just out windows. See, this is what happens when the fire just is seeking oxygen out of a window. So it comes flying out of the window and damages all the cosmetics. So right outside every window, you're gonna see that. So that's gonna take a hot minute to fix up. Bad puns. Pineapple and sushi. All right, so here's the thing. About the burn house, you're gonna have to put in fire sprinklers because you're going to remove enough of the drywall to where they're gonna require it. The house was built like 6 years before they required fire sprinklers, but now they do. Obviously, there are gonna be code violations on it because it burned down. Everybody's gonna know about it. So of course the city's gonna be there. So you're gonna deal with architects and engineers who have to certify the structure of that property. Then you have to put it all back together with 2023 code. They're probably selling that property because the money they got from the insurance company doesn't cover it. They're upside down. So we were here 2 weeks ago. When we first wrote the offer, we didn't get it. They went with somebody else. I was almost certain that offer was going to cancel, and I was not willing to pay the price that they were willing to pay. And so sure enough, when that deal canceled, they called us up and said, you're still good at that price? And we're like, sure, why not? There's a little more negotiating involved. I'm oversimplifying here, but the point is, now we own it. Was this painting already removed? No. With the paper here? Where is she? Let's find her. Oh my gosh, she's right here. McKay, I got something for you. This was just taped to the wall. Holy water. What we're doing right now is we have a smaller, much more mobile Matterport camera. I'll link it down in the description. It's an affiliate link. I love this company. It's not gonna be as good as the Matterport Pro 2 camera, which is like $3,000, or the Pro 3, which is like $6,000. But for our purposes, which is documenting and then being able to know, okay, that's right, we gotta get that many light fixtures or that many doorknobs or that many hinges or whatever. It's so great. And it's much faster at scanning. My suspicion is I can get this entire property done in less than 15 minutes. So the most important thing now is making sure that we get through the first of everything. So that's going to be the first cycle where our accounting team is handling the bills and I'm approving them, right? We're negotiating these bills, right? And we find the vendors that are giving us the pricing that aligns with what we're trying to accomplish. It's the first time working with everybody that's going to be the hardest, but it's not just working with other folks, it's getting the entire team to where everybody is on the same page and we know, okay, this is what we did on the first project, the second project, the third project. Let's now replicate that at project 4, 5, 6, 7. Now all of a sudden you get scale. Now all of a sudden you don't travel with an entire team to every individual property. Instead, one person goes, Matterport scans it, runs the inspections because they take our inspection kit, and then they can report back and go, hey, here's the status. Now we don't necessarily have to go to every single property. That's important, but everybody's got to be built up to that level of experience first. And so that's why probably for, I would guess, the first 1,000 homes that House Hack buys and rolls or whatever we want to do, it'll be very important that I'm involved in every single one, so that way, as I sort of pass the torch and we build the team, so to speak, I'm still involved to make sure, oh yeah, that's the decision that I would have made, right? The idea is, what would Kevin do? How can we replicate that in different parts of the country? Hey, so a lot of people are wondering, are you gentrifying neighborhoods by going into fixer-uppers like this, hoarder houses or drug houses? Absolutely not. We're actually doing the opposite. What we like to do is just bring properties back to a healthy and safe living level. In other words, bring it back to what's normal for the neighborhood, making sure that the property can be renovated to a livable state to where a family can move into it again. All right, that does it for NorCal. Now we gotta get to Utah and then we're going to Maryland. So let's go. Okay, we have landed in Utah, stop number 2. Really important to remember that real estate is all about people. You have to be in with the agents. And so what did we do? We looked at a house an agent was pitching us, but wasn't right. Floor plan kind of funky. We looked at the comps, inconsistent comps with what we were looking at. So we convey that to the agent. The whole point of that is so that way in the future, the agents know, look, we close deals. We're ready to work with you, but you also know what we're looking for. We realize that in building a startup, it's gonna take effort to do it, and it'll all get easier in time. The first times are always the hardest, and then it just all flows. We're building strong foundations now.
This house just keeps going. This was an exterior wall right here. This is like a rust base that they just wanted to keep adding on to.
Okay, that's a bizarre place to put a panel. Hey, it even looks like a stone-walled rust base right here. See, the top is still wood, and they upgraded the bottom to stone wall, except it's soft side. So remember how I mentioned that the first time is always the hardest? Finding a new roofer, finding that new fence repair person, finding that new HVAC or countertop or painter or flooring person, those are all challenges. Now, we are striking gold at the moment. We are winning 9 out of 10 times on these vendors. But here, I had a few qualms with a couple of the vendors. This is a brand new shingle that was put here, and it was ripped, but they installed it anyway. This is not a new shingle. See this right here? None of these are new. This one's cracked. This is not an okay job. Now the good news is the roofer agreed he messed up. He came out, replaced all that broken shingle, and resealed everything the way we wanted it done. And then we paid him. Now we know though in the future, we either have to use somebody else or we have to be even more clear with the vendor. So that worked out great and no extra cost. The fence individual, let's just say we got them down to time and material, and now we're waiting for them to send us their receipts. This is just a day in the life of working in real estate, and we'll pay when we see the receipts. Otherwise, we'll make a reasonable effort and make sure they get paid for the work that is functional that they did do and move on. But we probably won't call them again. Next, we went to go visit this acreage, which first of all, busy road, didn't really like it. Could maybe work for an apartment building, but what you might not know is with all the increases in prices, city budgets have been getting slashed. And guess what happens when the city budgets get slashed? You think the Mayor's office gets the cuts? No, it's building and safety. Every time they get understaffed. Less people at the counter, less plan checkers, less reviewers. That's how housing development gets bogged and slows down. They don't spend enough money on these departments. I don't want to deal with a bogged down department and developing in this macro environment. No thanks. Because I have other businesses to run. We hopped on the plane and flew to Maryland. This is why I pay for the plane. It's my plane. I have to do what I want with it.
3 a.m. and we made it. Oh, it's crispy out here in Maryland.
Welcome to 1860. I think soldiers were quartered in that house.
No, that would be like
A few years earlier, but anyway.
I got to do a podcast with Tim Pool. Once on his podcast, once on my show. Went great, and I highly encourage you to watch it. And we took off and flew to Tennessee.
We have made it to Nashville, Tennessee. We got some real estate to look at. I hear there's a bubble out here, and I want to find me a bubble so I can take advantage of it.
One of the problems with Nashville is less tracts. People hear tracts and they're like, ew, I don't want a tract home. I want tract homes because I can comp them out. They're much easier to comp out. If everybody's got a custom home, how am I supposed to comp it? It's not that easy. It creates more risk. More risk is what I don't like. In a real estate startup, you have to be risk averse. You have to make sure investor cash is going as long and as far as possible, and you have to make sure you're avoiding unnecessary risks. And doing a poor job comping properties is a stupid unnecessary risk, which we won't do.
It is the definition of what you want to buy next to. Over-improved front doors. I mean, they spent $4,000 on their front doors. New dual pane windows. They probably spent another $4,000 on their garage door. Beautiful light fixtures. They poured their driveway, very nice. And then you buy the crappy one next door that has the paint that hasn't been touched in 30 years, the lack of driveway, basically old everything. Yesterday morning, I was able to go from office work to looking at 3 deals that we now own at House Hack, each of them over $120,000 wedges. We're able to get, for media purposes, all the way to the other end of the country, film a podcast, get to another city for real estate exploration for House Hack, and then make it all the way back home to go to sleep in my own bed, so that way in the next morning I could be in the office again, making sure we're good on books, media, studio, supervision, deal analysis, everything that is we do. It's kind of incredible the amount of power that this unlocks for really productivity. I mean, that's what it is. It's a tool. Sometimes people are like, oh, budget. We want to sit around and be all bougie or whatever. I'm sweating my ass off every single day trying to work because I love it. Lauren, actually, she says, you know, I know you'd never cheat on me because work is your cheating. That's what you cheat on me with. It's work. You just end up working more. She's not wrong. So anyway, let's go home.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Which I say yes, meet Kevin.
Where does this mean we are in the economic cycle? Should we be thinking about buying real estate? Should we be thinking about buying stocks? I have a background in real estate as a real estate agent, real estate broker, real estate investor, a stock market investor, and fund manager.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here?
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Always great to have you on. Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber, Meet Kev.